What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the After Effect Podcast, episode 7. We have a very special guest, 14-year vet Ted Ginn Jr., 14-year NFL veteran, about to jump on. I just sent him the invite. I'm just waiting for him to hop on. We should be good to go. What's up, man? I appreciate you tapping in with me.
No doubt.
How you and the family doing during these times?
Oh, we all good. We all good. You know,
Everybody good?
Yeah, just hanging.
Okay. So yeah, again, I started this podcast to give voices to current athletes like myself, former athletes like myself and current athletes like yourself, to just talk about athletic journey, like the culture in which you grew up in, your transition into the pros, some interest that you have outside of football, and essentially like the after effect. That's what I call it, the after effect of your entire career. So if you good with it, we could just dive right in.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, so we both Cleveland natives and Glenville High School alumni. So just talk about the Cleveland culture, growing up in Cleveland, and what sports meant to us, like, and more specifically to you, the culture and the environment growing up in Cleveland.
Well, the culture is so different now than when I grew up.
Right.
When I grew up, it was just going out, enjoying football. Didn't really know what was ahead of you.
Right.
Didn't know what was gonna go. Well, didn't really know your footsteps, your fight. So it was just a great game. It was just a great game to play.
Right.
All
just
sports.
For the fun of it.
Just for the fun of it.
Right.
Just coming up, man, playing through Sims Raiders, watching Glenville play in the field at the time.
Mm-hmm.
To actually, my dad getting a head football job, to actually going there, which was already in mind. It was already a goal, but just made it even more bigger. And then once that transaction started, a lot of my friends from uni or just in the neighborhood, was had a great opportunity to become something, and with us kind of being not the founders of it, because it's guys that's before us that never got the opportunity that we had. For us to just be the guys who started the opportunity for other people or for other guys like yourself to be able to have that dream, like, oh, I could go to college first, and then, if I go to college, I can get a degree, or I can go to the NFL, or, you know what I'm saying? And then, like you say, the aftermath, however it comes. Like, luckily mine's still here. I don't have an aftermath yet.
Right, exactly.
But we'll get to that.
Still playing, right.
But it was just the joy of
joy
just playing high school, or just playing football.
Right.
That became like a priority for guys like you. Like, this is what I gotta do, or, so I think that was, like the starting point of, it was just fun. You was playing against your neighborhood guys, no matter where you was from.
Exactly.
You like, D.O., my best friend Brian, played at Shaw.
Yeah, I remember him playing at Shaw.
Raiders together.
Yeah, he was a beast at Shaw.
Together.
Yeah.
He was you know what I'm saying? I just like Troy Smith played at Glenville Waves. Dante Whitner played Power 7. Like, so, it was just guys that you played against your whole career. And then, you end up going to a high school together and putting all that talent together with a mind that my father had at that time.
So yeah, man, talk about like you basically being like a do-it-all guy at the Ville. You know what I'm saying? You play quarterback and DB and special teams, kick return, punt return, whatever the team needed, you did. Just kind of talk about that experience, taking teams deep into the playoffs and being a part of all those great teams. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, you was never established, one dude, like, you know what I'm saying? playing at Sims, I play QB, I play tailback, I play receiver.
Everything.
I long snapped. I just did everything. So just growing up, it was like just in your nature, And then you had guys like Darius that was in front of me, Mike Wynn,
Legends.
Daryl Bolden, you know what I'm saying? Like you had guys that was two-way players, like but one side might be more effective than the other, but they knew that they had to get it done for their teams to move on. You know what I'm saying? So just growing up, I always seen that. You had to be a two-way player.
Right.
And at my time, I had to figure out how to get on the field. It was always, how do I get on the field? And going into my sophomore year, coming off Sims Raiders, didn't really play my ninth grade year because I had caught mono. So I didn't play until the team played Shaker, the first playoff game.
Okay.
I came back. So missed my whole freshman year. And then, sophomore, summertime, I'm just going to camps. I'm just going to different little events with the old man. And, but Dante Whitner, Darius Hiley, Troy Smith, Sherman Bond, Mark Lewis, these guys are top athletes.
Right, they are, yeah.
When you go to spots, they getting, the upper hand, they happy to see these guys. So I'm just a tag along.
Yeah. As a young guy.
I think everybody kind of been in that position if you was somebody, if you had that next deal for you or the next goal, you had to be a tag along. You had to see how it was gonna go.
Right.
This is what your shoes. These are the shoes you have to feel. This is how it's got to go. So just coming up like that and just being a tag along to where I was always pretty good in track. I ran track, for so long. So my speed was already there in some type of sense. It was just my size and different things like that. So when I was a sophomore, and a guy didn't show up to the Wycliffe scrimmage, which you probably went against Wycliffe too.
Yeah, I think we did.
So the guy didn't come up to the Wycliffe scrimmage, and that's when I had got my opportunity to play defense.
Oh, okay, yeah, DB.
DB. So I got my opportunity to play defense. Went out. I had like a pick, 2 pass breaks up.
Yeah, you balled out your first time playing DB.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I didn't buy into the players bought into me, the coaches bought into me.
Right.
Let's let Lil Ted play.
Yeah.
I'm still getting called Lil Ted, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So let Lil Ted play, when I went out, I led the team my sophomore year in picks.
And the rest was kind of history. You just kept getting better your junior year, your senior year.
Yeah, on the defensive side. I mean, just all the way around to where my role changed every year. So I went from conservative guy, if we need him at quarterback, we'll put him in, but we ain't starting him because we got Troy Smith and Darius Hiley.
Right. That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm as a sophomore, I'm the third, fourth receiver. You got Tommy Murray. You got
a lot of talent.
You got a lot of talent in front of me that been there. You know what I'm saying?
And put that work in.
So you got to give them their opportunity. to play. You know what I'm saying? They're not as bad as you think. And I ain't as good as you think. But
Exactly.
I'm coming up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So just as a sophomore, just finding my role, you know, and figuring out what I was good at and what I could do. So defense really was like my deal. Like I was really one of the guys on the defensive side as the year went on, you know, lockdown corner. You know, you got Darius playing all over the place. You got Tay at safety. So ain't nothing really getting over the top of you. We working together on certain stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? So just him as an older guy at that time, you know, trying to go to the next level. Tay played as a freshman. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
I remember that.
So, you know, he got a little experience on you. So he know how this deal goes. So it ain't like not help the guy along, it's help the guy along. So now we become a side back then as a sophomore.
I remember.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard. It's hard to throw over here because we're on the same page. And I think that's what triggered me to kind of like be who I be a little bit more, is, you know, which is the buy-in process. You know what I'm saying? So then as a sophomore, you know, it's the same deal. You got to find your role. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got Dante and Troy. I mean, you got Dante and Soup. They're the #1 guys in Ohio.
Yeah, I remember. The truth.
So it's like, you got Lights Out and Superman. And it's like,
you got to find your way.
Guys.
You got to find your role and within that.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So you already know, like, this is geared up for them because that's how you was taught. You play for your seniors. So I'm just playing for my seniors. I'm in 11th grade, then in 12th. I'm just playing for my seniors. And I happen to be the guy the first couple weeks of the season where I led the team in touchdowns the first 3 weeks, the downstate games.
Okay.
Like, so you know, like that means something.
Yeah, definitely. That's the best competition.
That's the best competition straight off the job. So I came out. We lost a minute on my junior year. That was the rain out. I had 2 tubs there. Come back, play Pickerton. I had 2 tubs there. Then we come back. That year we went straight into league play. So we was supposed to have the DC Sniper stop us that year. At the end of the year, we was supposed to play Vernon Davis and all them guys out of DC. So make a long story short, and this how crazy this how we was that, you know, it's crazy. So I remember we coming home from my junior year, we coming home from a visit at O State. You know how you get like a little go watch the game on a Saturday.
Yeah. On a Saturday for the come back after the game. Yeah.
So we ride home and Darius and Dante in the back seat, they laughing. And me and my dad, we in the front, they in the back seat laughing. So I turn around like, what y'all laughing at? Like, let me know what y'all laughing at. He like, shit. We just back here counting your touchdowns up. He said, y'all, you might not touch the ball for the first 3 weeks of the center.
Because you went so crazy in the first 3.
Yeah. Like that. So I'm like, man, whatever, man. You know, I'm up like 5, 6 touchdowns, 2, 3 picks. Like, you know, I'm rocking. Like, you know what I'm saying? They sit back like, look at rocking, man. Like,
you was going crazy.
I'm going crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that happened. We go in, they start turning it up. Like, shit, Tay moved the tail back that year, his senior year. Tay didn't really play a lot of tail. You know what I'm saying? At the Bill, he moved the tail his senior year. He used to go for 5 tubs a game, 6 tubs a game. You know what I'm saying? You got Darius doing crazy shit, like playing everything.
You being a two-way player, that's just what you was used to. That's just what you was used to.
That's what I was used to.
Contributing to the team, however you had to, never leaving the field.
However I had to. So when I came my senior year, it was just go time. Like I felt like I felt like I had somebody, but I felt like I had nobody.
Yeah, you never left the field. You never left the field your senior year.
Nah, it wasn't disrespectful to nobody on my team or nothing like that. But it was just like how I grew up, how I came up. I had stars in front of me, real life stars. Like, so for me to be there, like I couldn't fail as the star. So whatever y'all needed, I was there. Like,
right.
go check him. You gotta go check him in the slot. All right. You got a tight end on here. Okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever that task was, whatever that duty was,
week
I
to
was
week, you
built
was
for
doing it. Yeah, exactly.
I
That
was
makes
built
sense.
for it because of the guys that was in front of me. I watched them build me up for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I took everything from everybody. So I punted. I was one of the reasons why I was a punter because
I was just about to ask you, like, man, wait, wasn't you the punter? I remember that vividly. Like,
I was the punter, man. My line was I could run a 400, so I could punt this motherfucker as far as I want to. Like,
right?
I got good hamstrings. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That
I
was
seen you
like,
booted a couple times. Like, I'm like, man, this nigga look like a real punter out there.
I mean, at the end of the day, a 30-yard punt with a 2.0 hang time is a
high
great
school,
punt in high school.
Yeah.
Not now, but back in that time,
right.
you was decent.
That's decent, right?
Flip the field in some type of way. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, shit, I had a 50-yard field goal that I had get Seven Nations. They put us down by 3.
Man, you did kick field goals too. I remember that.
Black tee. That's when you could have a black tee back in the day. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, I did everything that you could possibly think of. And I begged my father on the sideline my senior, let me kick the field goal. He looking at me like, let me kick the field goal. We rocking. Like, let me kick the field goal. Put us down by 3. You know what I'm saying? No, matter of fact, I might have tied it up. And we lost by 3, 21-24.
Yeah, I think you tied it up. Because I remember looking at that game, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He like, no, I'm like, man, let me kick this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Boom. But that's just that relationship of him seeing me my whole 4 years, be that advocate to step into different situations where I took over and I changed them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
right. That makes sense.
That was just like, I was at that time I was really a player coach.
Right.
Like, I had Ray Smalls, Ray Fisher, Devin, had every Ray that you could ever have in Glenville history. I had them all on one team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember that.
They was sophomores. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Young guys.
Young guys. You know what I'm saying? I got them guys on both sides of the field. You know what I'm saying? So I got to put the same amount of trust that Mark Lewis and Troy and Dante put in me. I got to put in them.
You got to pay that
like,
forward.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how the moving in and staying around and stick with me and doing. That's how that happened.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Just building that camaraderie.
My senior year, other than with J. Obo then, but other than that, my senior year, I'm like, sure, I need everybody around me. All my friends was gone for real. In some type of point.
Yeah.
Except for Lil C. And Lil C did, at the side of football, he go play at other sports. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it was like, I kept the guys around that I needed to have because
of course
Ryan was going to college. Rasul was going to college.
Yeah, all the other guys was going to college.
Everybody was gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just had that's how that deal started where, gotta look out for your older guy. Like exactly. You got to.
And also because you having them around, you kind of showing them how to move because you got them around with you. So you showing them how to move, how to operate on a daily, take care of handle business and stuff like that.
I mean, look where they all went. One went to Indiana, one went to Iowa State, one went to Wisconsin.
Right.
Like, so I did what I was supposed to do. Right. You know what I'm saying? And they had great careers for whatever their career was. Mm-hmm. And everybody have a great career in our business because you ain't supposed to even get that far.
Exactly. You're not even supposed to be there.
You're not even supposed to be there. So just to get there is a blessing. So that's why I always tell guys, don't hang your head because
you didn't make it or whatever.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing? Like, you made it.
Right.
You made it. And that's what us as all of us, like, you know what I'm saying? You, me, all of us, we got to start going back and creating that hang your head high type situation because you're a great young man, just like I'm a great young man.
Right.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. And we both had an opportunity to go do something that our parents can pay for.
Exactly.
Through a sport.
And I think that's real important, man. Because I know a lot of guys, who experience, you put in all them years of work, and then when you don't touch the end goal, which is the NFL, or you don't have an opportunity, it's tough. It's tough not to hang your head. Like, so it's important to have somebody to tell you, like, hey man, like you still successful. Like, you got a degree, you still this, you still that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you put in all that work. And you know how it is. Sometimes the politics ain't to your favor, and it is what it is. But just having somebody older or having somebody you look up to tell you, like, it's cool, bro. You still a success. Like, you still did that. You know what I mean? That's like a major thing for real. And that's what I noticed, over all these years, that guys be needing that, especially the younger guys.
See, it's like this, man. It's like this. And we in it. It's like you get accustomed to, oh, he did it. So when you don't do it,
it's like all this pressure, like, oh,
it's
shit,
like,
I done
what
fucked
the
up.
fuck?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What
Right.
is it? Like, oh, Ginn ain't helped me. Glenville ain't helped me.
Yeah, then it's
Community
the blame
ain't
game.
helped me.
Then it's the blame game.
It's a blame game.
Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, why did that dude be able to get there, but I didn't?
Right.
How did that happen? And
right.
I did. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And it's nothing that none of us can do.
Exactly.
Like, I've been in this thing 14 years, and I tell everybody, every year is different.
Every year is a different journey.
Every year I had to figure out my way, just like I've been figuring out my way since I was a ninth grader.
Right. That's powerful right there. You can't look too far in the future. You can just worry about the now.
You got to worry about the now. Right now, you got a guy right now at home. Like, man, I'm going out. I'm getting 1,500 yards. I'm at 10 touchdowns, 20 touchdowns. Woo. This is my goal.
Right.
That don't happen. His whole career falls off that 1 year.
Right.
That's like you saying, man, I want to go out, I want to get 70 tackles. And you come in with 50.
Right.
What you treatment? You got 50 tackles in college career.
Right.
In 1
right.
year, who does that?
You still ball. Right.
We ball.
Right.
Now, okay, next year, let me move to 55, 60.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because it's a young guy that's coming in that's going to take a couple of your reps.
Right.
It's an older guy that's older than you that's going to take a couple of your reps.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if I maintain 50 for 4 years,
yeah, that's consistency.
That's 200 tackles.
Exactly. That's consistency right there.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I'm caught up in, shit, I ain't never make 70. I never make 80. By the time I get to the league, I'm already belittling myself before I even get there.
Right. Before you even touch it.
Like, I don't even think I'm that good. And you is.
Right. You've been good the
you
whole
got
time.
Some guys that don't give a fuck about stats or nothing and prevail all the time.
Oh, right. That's true.
You go out there, now he done won something crazy, ridiculous. He never even have a goal set.
Right. He ain't putting that kind of pressure on himself. He just balling. He just see it as balling.
Yeah. After a while, you understand, like, it's out of your hands. All this shit just be out your hands.
Exactly.
Like, you get what I'm saying? And if you don't understand that and know how to play what's in your hands or what's in that person's hands that you know how to manipulate with it, then that's when you start getting on self-doubt. And self-doubt is the worst thing that you can ever have.
Oh, most definitely.
You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's just like, if I wake up right now, I got self-doubt about me, then my kids don't got self-doubt, my wife, my dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just whoever around me. You know what I'm saying?
It trickles down.
It's a trickle-down effect.
Right.
And that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I always tell guys, like, the experience ain't going to always be the experience that you wanted to be. As long as you got an experience. It's
going to be some roadblocks. It's going to be some, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be some issues, some tribulations. You got to fight through it.
You think I walked through Glenville with no problem? You think I walked through Ohio State with no problem? You think I walked 14 years in the NFL with no problem?
Right. But you kept fighting. Exactly.
You kept pushing on. Mm-hmm. And then the thing about it is, when we lose the sight as brothers, and that's what's going on, we lose sight as brothers, and we let the years fluctuate what's really going on. Mm-hmm. No, you got to have the same respect that you had before you even did anything. That's
Right.
the only way you're gonna be able to keep going.
Exactly.
I still got the same respect for Elliot Gates and what he did at Glenville.
That's powerful.
I still have respect for what Rob J did at Glenville.
Right. The guys that came before you. That's
Dwayne
powerful.
Shields, Bolden, the Overtons. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I have respect for what they did. You get what I'm saying? So I can't say that I was better.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But like you said,
respect there.
In a certain sense, because that's my era. So
right.
you're gonna say it. It's natural. 04, between 2000 and 04, I don't think it's a team out there that can mess with us.
Right.
But I still respect. I still respect
teams before that.
I still respect the 85 team, the 89, the 88, the 90s. Like, you get what I'm saying? And I still respect, really, because 2000, you take it to 2000 and 2008. That's a freshman class of me.
Yeah.
So I taught them.
Yeah.
In some type of sense. You get what I'm saying? So from 2000 to 2008, that's kind of like all the same teams.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
I love my decade.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
It's a strong one, too.
It is a decade after us that's powerful, too.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
And it's going to continue to be that way.
When the two decades come together and make the next 50 decades be right.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? That's where we at. And that's what we missing right now. So it goes back to, the self-doubt and everything, and people need to be lifted up. But if I can't call you and lift you up because you think I'm better than you in some type of way, or we ain't on the same level, then that's stupid.
Right.
Like, you get what I'm saying?
Definitely.
I call him like, hey, bro, get yourself together. I know this shit ain't go right for you. And then you turn around and tell somebody, well, man, Ted called me talking like he don't know what's going on. Like, I do know what's going on. But how long you going to let that be the problem of what's going on?
Right. You got to keep moving, keep shaking.
Keep moving. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about you. And it's all about, what you really trying to do and how this thing really trying to go. And man, it's one of the best deals ever, man. We got one of the best situations ever where we got everybody that you can ever think about.
Yeah, you know it.
So, you know what I'm saying? But we just don't tap into each other enough.
Yeah, and that's something I'm definitely trying to do more, just be more consistent about tapping into keeping those relationships strong and, tapping into everybody and seeing how we can make things make sense just as far as like, paying it forward, essentially.
No doubt.
So talk about like your transition to Ohio State. You come in there as a top athlete and you just immediately essentially take the Big Ten and take college football by storm. You know what I'm saying? With kick returns, punt returns, big plays and big games versus Michigan's and bowl games and national championships. Like, just talk about that transition. Because I know you as an athlete, it probably wasn't too much of a transition because you used to run it. You was always a speed guy, you was always a track guy, but really having to learn how to run routes and things like that, I'm sure it was a transition with that.
Well, just coming in, I went in as a number one DB in the country. I was the number one DB in the country.
Yeah, I remember that.
So when I went in Ohio State, it was kind of like, where do we really put him? Like, he's really the number one DB, but he's so electrifying on the offensive side of just getting the ball in his hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't really I was considered an offensive player, as I went on, but at first it was just like, he a playmaker.
Right. Athlete,
you know what I'm saying? Athlete, playmaker, but he can cover. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, I get in there and I was a DB. I was a real DB. I went in as a DB, got in and
took reps at DB for the first 2 weeks.
I took reps. Yeah, I took reps the whole
fall camp.
All fall camp. Not. I went in and we got. You get out what? I got out March.
Okay.
of high school. You know, you graduate early. So I left the Midwest. I'll never forget it. I left the Midwest relays where you run against Detroit, Detroit, Indiana, and Ohio run against each other in Columbus.
Okay.
So I went there, and then I left out of there, and Troy came to the track meet, had my stuff already packed up, went straight to his house.
Went straight to the grind.
Went straight to the ground. So I went straight there. When I got there, you know, you had Tay that was playing playing safety and all that. So I felt pretty good because I kind of knew some of the guys already. You know what I'm saying? From coming back home.
That comfortability was there.
Yeah, you know, I'm still Lil Ted or Ginn son, you know. Yeah. So you know, so I gotta make my name.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotta prove yourself.
So I come in and my first hoot and holler. You know how you know what hoot and holler like.
Right.
It was my freshman year, hoot and holler. So, you know, you get that list. You know, you go on that list. So you had Tonio Pittman, Lydell Ross, Eric Hall, Matt Johnson. Then you had Dante Whitner, Nate Shiley, Tyler Everett, Bodie, then me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you had like and at that time, Justin Fox was still there. I want to say Justin Fox was still there, but Justin Fox didn't do hoot and holler because he already had like a concussions like type shit.
Okay.
So Tay went up there and Tay and Antonio damn near knocked each other out. They great contact, damn near knocked each other out. Nate Shiley come up there and knocked Lydell Ross out down there.
Nate Shiley was huge, man.
They went on him. Then Tyler Everett and E. Hall went boom, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I come with Matt Johnson. Now, Matt Johnson, a fifth running back, walk on, too. Feel me? See, you know, I'm back there. I'm like, oh, I'm about to smack him. You know, I'm about to smack him. Man, Matt ran me over. You hear me?
You came with that energy, thought you was about to put the pads on him.
You know, I already got pumped. Tay before me.
Yeah. And they smacking shit. So you,
shit. So
you ready to put out.
Man, that nigga ran right through me. So I get ran over and I get picked up by Troy, Dante, Kurt. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck you doing? Like, you from the hood. Like, what the fuck? Like, hit this nigga, man.
Yeah.
Like, what you doing? Like, we don't get down like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so,
right. You went us.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, get up. Man, I went and hit this nigga ankle so hard, flicked him. Bah! Boom, you know, everybody get pumped. I redeemed myself.
Right.
But Trash like, no, what are you doing? I'm like, he told me to hit him. I hit his ass. You know what I'm saying? So I knew. So after that, they already had that doubt, like, shit. Did anybody come up and smack nobody? You know what I'm saying? You in this Big Ten.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
Big
saying?
10, and back then, you know, the Big 10 was hella super physical.
They throwing sweeps at you where you got to come up and feel shit, wrong arm shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, cut that lineman out. He's sitting on you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so they already had this kind of like problem with Gamble. But Gamble was a little bigger, a little bit more physical than me on that. You know what I'm saying? I get you that. I was really a receiver, which I became. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that happened. And I'm going like doing camp. I'm like couple hours in the defensive meeting, then I got rest of the time, you know, offense.
Offense, yeah, makes sense. Splitting time.
So they finally came to me like a week before the season. They come. My father, Tresh, Mel Tuck, you know, They sat me down because they knew I was a DB at heart. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They sat me down. They like, man, you know, we got a lot of DBs over here that need to play in a better position than you right now. Like, we can't sit you down as a red shirt because you could have went anywhere in the country and played.
Right.
Like, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
So we're gonna let you play offense this year. I'm like, what? Like, you gonna play offense? So they gave me so that's a week out of the first game.
First game, yeah. So did you feel like, was there any pressure? Or you just kind of went with it because you was already an athlete anyway. You knew
I was an athlete.
Yeah.
So they gave me. So then this what made the transition be a little bit more better now, because then Tresh knew who I was, knew what I could do. He knew me on the offensive side.
Right.
Knew I was a QB. Knew, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just knew I played. Like, a lot of stuff plays a part with kids. You play with your dad, your QB. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of stuff plays. So he like, boom, they gave me 10 plays. 10 plays where I ran 2 goals, a slant, 2 slip screens, and a reverse. Something like that. Like, this is my only 10 plays. Like, just remember these.
Right.
And they had them things in the
game plan.
In the game plan.
Yeah.
Like, so it was like, I'm thinking like the transaction gonna be slow.
Right.
Oh, it's fast.
Yeah. You thought it was gonna be slower, but it kind of just took off, and they started giving you more and more each week.
More and more. So each week I went, these 10 plays became 20 plays. I had these 10 plays from last week plus these new 10 plays. You know what I'm saying? So now I got 20 plays of the playbook. But you know how it is when you playing in week to week, it's a whole different cause. You ain't got to remember. We might not even play cover 4 this week. Like, you know what I'm saying? On the defensive side, or can't even jump into cover 2 with these guys. You know, no 2-man this week. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
depending on the team,
whatever it is, depends on the team and the scheme. So I went there, and then like week 3 or 4, they started me. Week 3 or 4, they started me.
Yeah.
I went out there. I had like the worst game ever. So then after that, they all set us down, and then after they came out with the fun bunch. That was like week 7 against y'all, Iowa, up in Iowa. And that's when Iowa beat us 33-0, 33-6. Remember that year? I don't know.
That year.
Yeah, that's how I got the
pink locker room. That was like 05. Yeah, pink locker room. For the
that's
visitor.
04.
Okay, that's 04. Okay.
That's 04. That's my freshman year.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's what I never forget it, man, because you know y'all stand like
super
I'm right
close
here
to the bench.
Yeah, it's kind of like how this is. Like,
it's like Michigan is. It's like Ann Arbor. Like the fans
a little closer though.
The fans right up on you. They right there. They can damn near grab you.
Backside, it's like high school ball. Like, if you walking, what's up, brother? Look at Gatorade. You can.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's 80,000 in there.
But it's 80,000. They hate you. I'm talking about I'm sitting on the bench, dude, going off on me. To the end. You went to Ohio State when you could have came here and played.
Right.
Like, we whooping y'all. Look how we doing y'all. Like,
oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I already know they ruthless out there, man.
They ruthless. You know how it is.
Yeah.
With our time, how it is out there. So it was even worse. You know what I'm saying? So but you know, that transaction was what it was. And then once I became that sophomore and really knew that I was gonna be a receiver, then I had a whole year to kind of like really understand what the playbook was, how you want me to run routes, different things like that.
Right.
Then it was easy. And then just like anything else, you kind of get your role. And once you get your role, you kind of understand your role. Then it ain't too much of that go left or right on. You know what I'm saying? So
that makes sense.
And we just took off. And that role that I created in college really made me be who I am in the league. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Same DNA.
So same DNA. So that transition from that was, the only thing about it was they faster.
Right, that's
like
a faster game.
Was just faster. It's a faster game. You got faster guys in different positions that you don't usually have in
Yes.
college.
Yeah, the league is
You
the
know what
top of
I'm
the
saying?
top. Top of the top.
Top of the top.
Best athletes in the,
And
in the
that
world.
too. But then it's just like y'all never y'all always play the base defense. For what? Like
Right.
if we in slot, y'all still got 3 linebackers out there. Don't nobody play like that. Like so
Right.
at that time of play, it was just like, well, we just beat y'all because y'all just want to change the scheme.
Right.
Now, you know what I'm saying? So now when you go to college, it's just now that Sam Backer is now nickel.
Right.
But
right.
he's equal to you now. Like y'all almost an equal type of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I say like stuff get faster or
Mm-hmm.
the game a little faster because I got to play against a faster guy now. Where in college, I was playing against a slow foot, two left foot linebacker if I go in the slot. You know what I'm saying?
And shit, nowadays you got freaks out there. You got fucking 6'3", 220-pound safeties that can cover. They could come down and play a Sam or play a nickel that can cover, that tackle, and so it's becoming a different game, kind of. Because guys are just like just freaks out there, man. You know, it's kind of elevating.
And then it goes back to kind of like what we had talked about earlier. Now it's an expectation for a lot of people to go play NFL ball. Well, it wasn't that big expectation when we was coming out.
Right, right.
Like you get what I'm saying? Like before then, who did you know? Like literally, who did you know that played in the NFL? Like right, you knew.
Before you, probably Pierre Woods. That was probably it.
That's all my era.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm a freshman to Pierre senior year.
Right. Right. And
you know what I'm saying?
And his route to the NFL was unconventional, going undrafted and having to fight and claw and scratch for those opportunities to finally, you know what I'm saying, get a chance. But yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, like, we didn't like I didn't know. Only person I knew was Chris Chambers. But Chris Chambers left so far ahead of me that I didn't see his work ethic.
Yeah, like, you didn't see how he moved and stuff like that.
You see how he moved. So it wasn't like, oh, Chris Chambers, this guy, that guy, here come Ted.
Right.
Like, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, y'all had y'all seen a lot of different ways of people went to the NFL and were still doing it and making it work to where it was a desire for you to say, hey, I'm going.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So you did everything to try to go.
And I also think that, you know, back then we didn't have social media. You know what I'm saying? So social media water a lot of shit down now. So guys be wanting to make it or they want to touch the NFL, but they don't even understand the work ethic that you got to have even have a chance. And I feel like more guys in our generation, you know what I'm saying, early 2000s, mid 2000s, it wasn't on social media. So you seeing how hard a guy worked and you determine, but you're not trying to like put on for no social media. You ain't trying to like put on for nobody. This is literally what you want. And it's literally how you moving. You know what I'm saying? And you moving towards that and you super determined. I feel like it's a little watered down now. And you can expound on it too, but the social media just watered it down. So guys, they be lazy as hell and think they supposed to get all these different opportunities and they don't even understand the kind of work you got to put in.
and it kind of boils down to a basketball standpoint more than a football because you can't really hide talent in football. Right. If you ain't got it, you ain't got it. Like you go out there and put every little video up on you, whatever. But once you get in there and it's starting to go man and man.
Right. That's
it's
facts.
Hard. Like you
That's
know
facts.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now on that basketball side, it could take you 2-3 years to figure out this dude a bum.
Right.
Like you get what I'm saying? Like they taking a chance and then they paying a lot of people off potential nowadays, man. A lot of like as you get older and what was different in our time going to school was a lot of people got paid off potential. A lot of people got a scholarship because of what your body looked like and what somebody said you was gonna turn out to be. So you try to go there and do that. Like you get what I'm saying? Like, oh man, you could be 190, 6 foot 190 corner. So when you went to school, you try to go be a 6 foot 190 corner.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
facts.
I just think not that they got bumped up so quick. You know what I'm saying? So now you got kids that's doing stuff that we would have never thought about doing at our age.
Right.
Just to
That's
compete,
facts.
to try to get to the league. You know what I'm saying? And what is really happening is either they burning out or they only getting 1 or 2 years in the league because they didn't burnt themselves out trying to get there.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where it's at. So that's what the social media is really doing. It's really making people do things with their kids or do things with their bodies that they would have never did while we was coming up.
Yo,
so at 12 years,
that's crazy. Yeah, that's so true,
at 10
man.
years old, you can tell me that I need to go pick up a bar and do hang cleans.
Or go with a trainer and do like a speed training workout or something like that at 10 years old.
At 10 years old.
Yeah.
But now you
it's heavy.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now, as a guy like me coming out the NFL, I gotta try to protect those type of kids. So you gotta try to be able to put a program together to where you don't rush these kids' potential.
Right.
So when they potential get there, then they shot already.
Right. You still gotta allow them time to ascend to that next, to that next level.
They ain't even. That's like a dude that ain't even start hurting yet. Because he gonna grow nipples and shit. Like, you get what I'm saying? But you got him out there lifting weights.
Right.
That's naturally got to come through you. That's naturally got to run through you.
Yeah, that gotta naturally happen. Yeah.
That gotta naturally happen. So then if I'm growing, but then I'm trying to get bigger, so I'm stunting my growth by lifting or squatting or doing this, and my body trying to grow.
Right. Then you're gonna be discombobulated. You're gonna be all off.
By the time I get 14, I'm gonna pull an ACL or something too tight or something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm doing some extra shit.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm trying to compete with, you're trying to make Arbell Nelson compete with Ted Ginn Jr.
Right.
Junior. We're talking about the baby.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
And he a lot older than him. He gotta have time to grow into it.
He got to grow. That boy gonna be 6'5".
Yeah, he gonna be taller than Bill, probably.
You know what I'm saying?
And
I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing about that. I'm just using this as an example. I don't,
exactly,
it's just what it is. But you just got certain kids that got potential to be this. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes get took away because they feel like, oh, bro, you gotta go lift weight. You gotta go do it. Oh man, you know how many times you did push-ups in the middle of the street, on the yellow line?
Right. Hella time.
Before a car come?
Right.
You might bust out 50, but that's fun.
Right.
What's wrong with the push-ups and the sit-ups and the jump ropes and the little stuff, all the body weight stuff? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Stay within that.
Exactly.
Like, you get what I'm saying? But I watched a little kid, he 12 years old. He training, he get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. He training like a pro athlete.
At 12 years old.
At 10, 12 years old, because his daddy military.
Yeah, and like you say, by the time he 18, 19, he gonna be burnt out.
He's shot. I don't want to do it anymore. My routine, like he almost like me at 35. I went through 20 years.
Right. That's crazy.
Like I'm gonna be tired. I'm tired to just get up and go catch a football. Like, I'm tired. But he's 18, his life ain't even got started.
Exactly. He's still a young guy, but yeah. That's crazy, man. So talk about, man, 2007 NFL draft. You go 9th overall. Just talk about it, if you can relive through that day. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure it was a lot of joy, and you probably had a lot of joy in your heart, and finally, attaining something that you probably wanted your whole life. So just talk about that day, going 9th overall, and just the feels, being around your family, feeling like, you know what I'm saying, you was taking that step forward as far as becoming a professional football player.
I mean, 9th overall was just very unexpected. You know, you always hear like, be in the top 10 or be in the top 5 or
but it
seems be the number 1 pick overall.
It seemed insurmountable, like you can't really touch it for real.
Yeah, like it's like it's so far.
Right.
Like, I never knew that. I mean, like, you go out and you talk to different teams, just like you do as far as recruiting. You know, like
Same
you're
thing.
gonna go, you're gonna check out the colleges. The thing is, you get to say where you want to go. Like we're in that position, like
they
you
taking
go
you.
and you check out everything, but you don't have a position like, well, shit, I'm going there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that'd be the difference. So you just really don't know what's going on. You didn't talk to at that particular time. I didn't talk to everybody from 1 to 32. You know what I'm saying? But I really didn't talk to all the teams between 1 and 12, where you like, shit, I got an opportunity to go in between this. Like, you know what I'm saying? But you just don't know that, Miami Dolphins is gonna pick you up. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you sit there and you watch that screen and you watch guys go before you, and you're like, damn, I thought they was gonna get me. Well, damn, my chance. Well, I'm really gonna have to go between these teams. Like you start like kind of narrowing it down, but then when you get that actual phone call, it's just like, I made it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it ain't like a whole lot made it, but it's like, yeah, I made it, and everything that your mother and your dad did sacrifice for you became true.
Exactly.
Everything that, you know, at that time I had my wife. So everything that we went through became true. The trials and tribulations of him being who I was, you know what I'm saying, as far as a woman, you know. You know, I had Tay that had went the year before. So to be able to follow in that footsteps, to, you know, bring more camaraderie to our neighborhood and who we was, man.
Exactly.
At that time, I did it at Glenville. I had opened it up to the whole Muni League, the whole community. Like it was more like who I really am. Like, you know, if it wasn't for everybody, it wasn't gonna be me, because I ran up and down St. Clair my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I got the passes and the respect that I was supposed to get for what I done did, what the old man done did, and what my family is. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was just a joy that, you know, that life that they was trying to save got saved. You know what I'm saying? And it was able to showcase it. And now it's able to start somebody else's life. You know what I'm saying? So just being first round draft pick from Glenville underneath my dad, you know, I mean, it's
sure
like
that
the
was
highest,
I'm
the
sure that was
highest
a hell of a
honor.
feeling. Yeah.
It's the highest honor that you can give back to a parent. In my eyes, like, you know, it's like graduating on steroids. Like,
right.
You know, it's not, you know, when you graduate, but then you still have to make that next transition. 9 times out of 10, that transition don't always come with great fun.
Yeah,
Like,
that was my next question. Like a lot of guys talk about the transition out of sports, how hard it could be, but transitioning from a broke college student to all these M's to the NFL, that's a transition too, because you got to learn how to manage your money. You hearing from cousins and people you ain't never heard of ask you for money, and just learning how to balance all that. I'm sure that was tough to figure that out and migrate.
I mean,
through that.
it's definitely tough, because you get conversations and you hear things and you didn't know things and you see things, and you like, you know what I'm saying? And you always just want to be, you know, always respectful. Like that's how I am. Like that's how I always be. You got the guys out here that go, hey man, fuck you. Thank you. You helped me out. You know, you did what you did for me. I made it. Hey, I don't owe you anything. You got guys that, you know, after a while, I done did this, I done did that, I done looked out for you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Boom. Then you got people that you just go take care of for the rest of your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Just what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? So 9 times out of 10, sometimes some of them people could be your mom, it could be your mom. It could be your dad, it could be your dad. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just however you feel about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
however it flow out.
Most people just kind of feel like, you know, like you hear the stories like, well, shit. You know, you my son, but I was never there for you, but you owe me this because I made you. Like, nah. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
you hear that a lot.
Then you got people that, like, You was never in my life. I want to be with you, but only thing you want is the dollars now. Like, oh, I'm only gonna be around you because he got M's. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like it's just a hard transition. So that's why people in my type of caliber be kind of fucked up because you don't
they
know
can't handle
if it's you don't know if I'm doing good or I'm doing bad by giving you this.
Right. Facts.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I could give you this, and then you could be like, oh, thank you. But then down here, nigga, he was supposed to give me that.
Right. How long would you say it took for you to kind of gain control of that kind of transition? You know what I'm saying? Because you've been at it for 14 years.
You ain't gonna never gain control of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ain't gonna never gain
it's probably from year to year, like you said in your experience,
like,
year to year.
It's every year, somebody dies, somebody gets sick, somebody house bill, like so that bills don't never stop.
Right.
You know, a lot of stuff don't never stop, you know, so it's hard to gain control, you know. I mean, it's a death every 5 minutes, you know. It's
especially
what's going on
from
in the community. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's so much going on that it never stopped. It never stopped because they just know, like they know just like you know. And I heard this from Bernie Mac. They count the paper because they see what you do.
Right.
Say again, Bears 1 year deal. He's still rocking, y'all.
Right. He's still at it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
say again, 5-year deal. Say again, 4-year deal. Just they paying attention.
Still out there. So then now somebody sitting over there can really go online and see what you really got. Let me ask you for 20. You got extra money this over here. You know, what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I mean, just what it is. And you know, it's just scenarios. You know, I don't really have that a lot. You know, but it's just scenarios, and it's never gonna stop.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's like how like just being already real. Like, who else they gonna go to?
Right. Cause you,
need.
Yeah, you in that small percent. They don't probably know nobody that that done test that amount of paper.
Outside of asking, you know, at a certain time, if like me as a parent, and I know my son got some money, and I'm messed up. Outside of asking my brother, my best friend, where I could try to get a loan,
right,
and that where I'm stuck.
Right.
Well, let me go back and ask my dude again. Hey, son. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense though. I just know it's probably hard to, it's ebbs and flows. It's ebbs and flows, and there's ebbs and flows on how you deal with that. And like you say, at the end of the day, still be respectful because you was raised the right way, and you ain't trying to give off no negative energy, but at the same time, still, making sure you take care of things.
And then you already know, like, man, if you know a dude situation, you've been around, you know how he is, you already know when he's telling the truth and when he ain't.
Right. Knowing it's true and when it's
just being real. Yeah, like you know that with your mama.
Right. You can always tell.
Mama could, your mama could call you and say something I learned about right now. You'd be like, "What, Mom?"
Right. Like you said,
like,
what?
You know what I'm saying? What? It ain't disrespectful.
Right. But like that didn't sound right.
You ain't have to do me like that, Mom.
Yeah, you give me the look like, man, come on. Like,
you know what I'm saying? So it's natural. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's all good, man. It's a great life, man. I'm glad that I had it.
Of course.
I'm looking forward for what's next.
What's next?
Like, which I know that's gonna probably be your next question.
That's you so right, bro. That's the exact next question. I was gonna say, the hardest thing for me, I ain't gonna lie, man, because I love the game. I love the game. I always put in a lot of extra work, to try to attain the highest level. And so the hardest thing for me was transitioning out. And I was a smart guy. I never, you know what I'm saying? I ended up getting 2 degrees at Iowa, and nothing was still funner like than playing football. You know what I'm saying? So the hardest thing is transitioning out of sports. So I noticed, I always been following you, so I know you've been on Wild and Now. You've been on the NFL Network several times. So what would you say some of your interests are like outside of sports? Or you got Ginn Elite, you got the Muni League, you got the Ginn Elite football, Ginn Elite basketball. So what would you say some of your interests are, outside of sports, just kind of prepping and preparing for that next step, like when football is over?
Well, you always got to tap into what you know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't build up in the NFL or in this football world to kind of like shy away from it once I'm over.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a deal that can pay me for X amount of years, no matter if I'm on the NFL level, the college level, Muni, high school, whatever. But my real biggest deal is trying to figure out a way for my community.
Mm-hmm.
Keep my father's name alive, which he did build up for X amount of years, but keep the next 20 to 30 year kids, like I said, the Arvilles, the Mikey Edwards.
Right. Keep paying it forward.
You know what I'm saying? For them guys to kind of have it way better than what we had it. Yeah. But then they have the support behind them that some of the kids mix in like the times like right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And you already doing a great job at it.
Just like the school. Like I love Glenville. I love Ginn Academy. I love it. But really, we should be sitting on a monument. Ginn Academy should be should be the best school on the east side.
Yeah.
Let's count it up. Yeah. Let's count it up. What East Tech did, what Collinwood did, what John Hay did.
Yeah. Adams.
Like whatever outside of 116 going towards us to Euclid in there.
Yeah.
What has somebody did?
Right.
Nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now, you want to go across town, and when you start going across town and all that stuff, their schools automatically was better than ours because across town know how to keep it up because they more towards Shaker and them type of parts.
Yeah, Shaker, Maple. Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But my deal is to try to bring a community center back to my area, to which it forms for Ginn Elite, what I already have, but then it's still formed for the kids that's not with Ginn Elite. That still need that same
still need that same structure and support.
Same structure and support. But my guys got to have their own deal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I can't, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it, but down the line, I let them interact. But right now, I want them to feel like they got something. The reason why we was great, because we felt like we had Glenville.
Right.
We couldn't pick that bitch up and move it, but nigga, we felt like when we went right, it was right there on our back. When we went left, it was on our back.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we believed in the deal.
Right. You had something behind it.
You couldn't say shit about us. Like, don't give a fuck. Yeah, it's pissed down here in the motherfucking store. Well, oh well. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just what it is.
Right.
But the Ville was the Ville. Like, we could call that home. When you walked in your locker room down there, you felt like you kept more stuff in the cage than you did upstairs.
Right. That's a fact. You kept everything in the cage. Shit.
If the cage wasn't open when you came to school, you didn't go put it in the locker room. You kept it on your back.
You kept it with you, yeah. And you going to check after every class, like, is Dar here? Somebody here with the key?
Key.
Did Tom come in with the keys? You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's how I want them to be, man. They should have their own workout facility where they can never stop working out. But it's not about what you doing or what I'm doing to make them do it. They doing it on their own, so they already have their own mindset that this is what I want to do. You can't force a kid to do nothing.
Right.
They already did it. They already know what they want to do. Right now, that's like with my son. I can't tell my son. I can't just force my son to go play football.
Mm-hmm.
He's not gonna do it. Even if he do good at it.
Right.
When he want to quit, he gonna quit because it's not his dream. It's not his focus.
Exactly.
I'm doing this shit because of my dad want me to do it.
Right.
So now when it's really time for him to go get it, he might not want to go get it.
And a lot of times, you know, when you force your kids to do that, that's when they that resentment build up and all that. That's why I respect my dad. I respect my parents because they didn't make me do anything. Like I asked them, hey, I wanna go play football at 8 years old. Hey, I want to go play basketball at 9 years old. They let me choose, and like that shit is big for a kid. You can't force your kid to do that just because it may have been your dream or something like that. So I commend you for that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just what it is. I got 2 girls.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to think about them. Right now, my 2 girls just kind of got like the athlete side of them.
Okay.
More than my boy. So now I still had to figure out a way for them. And they tap into a whole nother different deal. That's gymnastics, dancing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now when I build that thing, I got to build for them too.
And that was an idea that I had, you know, with you wanting to build out a community center. I think that I can only speak about my experience, but growing up and like when you an athlete, football, basketball, track, you know, they kind of try to put you in that box. And so I think that if we can maybe try to have some kind of activities where we learning how to write, like creative writing, where we learning how to maybe we acting or like in a play or something like that, just for fun, or learning how to improv.
Drama.
Yeah, learning how to improv.
Have a studio system up there when they can do radio shows, can do interviews, can do rap.
Being creative, and then that pressure of being this big time athlete, it will be kind of lifted off your shoulders. Like if it happened, it happened. Like you said, y'all didn't really have that pressure, but now we got all these tools now where they got so many ways where they can be creative. They can have a YouTube channel. They can do. It's so many ways they can be creative. Then if they have that outlet, the athletic thing, they just gonna let it flow. It ain't gonna be no pressure. They just out there having fun.
The pressure is gone.
Yeah.
See, right now, our kids got so much pressure because of what their people's been seen and what been said and what they didn't. Like, you get what I'm saying? But then they don't have the resources. See, we didn't have the resources, but we didn't have the pressure either.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We didn't have the resources, but yeah, it was no pressure. We just out there,
you know what I'm saying?
Natural, just doing what we do.
Doing what we do. Yeah. Right now, man, I'm just being real. I love my kids, but we trying to come up with I'm trying to make them eat right now.
Yeah. And that's
for the ones that want to do it. If the ones that don't want to do it, that's cool. You can still play. But right. I just really feel like this is because right now, what I learned from 8 years old to 18 made me more money than 18 to 35.
Wow. And that's all just knowledge. That's all in your head.
Yeah, that's all knowledge.
Yeah.
My first X's and O's was set by my dad. My dad taught me my first football.
Right.
Pro and con is used now.
Right. Pros and cons, right.
Pro and con back in the day meant right and left. So now you know the difference.
Right.
So when you get up there, you might have went to school and you became the head guy. Con, pro. You take that with you.
Right.
When we had Ohio State, me and Troy, we did this. When was the first time we got this from? Right there in the field.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And why they always call it backyard football.
And you carry it with you, yeah.
You carry it with you, Eric. I don't care where you go. Any receiver or quarterback touch their helmet at the same time, let's goddamn go. Mm-hmm. Face mask, helmet. That's where it come from.
Yeah.
So now that same thing I got taught at 16 with Troy helped me out at 21 with Troy.
Right. That's powerful, man. And I know that, you know, when everything is over, you're gonna take those right steps to build. And we can definitely talk about that, obviously off camera, about those different programs and activities that you can do outside of athletics that's gonna take that pressure off of them and just, you know, allow them to have fun. Because like we was talking about earlier, man, I didn't know shit about speed training, ladders. Well, I knew about ladders, but speed training, like lifting weights like that, really until I was probably like 17. I didn't have my first speed session, so I was 17. I was literally just out there, just natural. I mean, I worked hard in practice, I conditioned hard and all that. I was a hard worker, I was athletic, but it was natural to me. So it was more so me just having fun, you know what I'm saying, playing. And then I got into.
So just imagine when you got a little of that earlier, like 2 years earlier.
Right. And guys doing it now super early, like you saying, 10, 11, 12.
You get what I'm saying? So it's hard to take it away, but you don't go in there and that's just like me right now. I'm not a fan of squats. I haven't squat since I was in the 9th grade.
Yeah.
315 on your back. Let's go.
So that's probably why you've been in the league so long. Your knees still feel good.
So now I go over here. I'm gonna get my squats in, but I might go single leg squat. I might go single leg jumps.
Right.
I might, you know what I'm saying?
The explosion. Yeah.
Keep the explosion. But you ain't about to whoop me into thinking that I'm play D lineman or something.
Right. You got a squat 405.
405 to be great.
Right. But I'm glad you brought that up. I'm gonna segue to my next question. This is second to last question. You're a 14-year vet, man. So I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of athletes coming up to watch or listen to this podcast. Like, just give us some key components of your longevity. You being able to, like you say, take it year to year, never get too high, never get too low. Just take it year to year, and 14 years later, you still out here, you still rocking. Just name some key components that you could point to for our younger listeners or anybody who aspired to at some time, like step into your shoes.
Well, first of all, you got to respect the game. If you don't respect the game, you ain't gonna be able to go nowhere. So you got to do the highs and the lows of the game.
Mm-hmm.
You got to know the ins and outs of the game. You got to know what the game means to you and what the game don't mean to you. You don't know them, then you're done. So that's why I say once you got them type of pointers, then you understand, okay, man, what this year really means. What this year really means. You got guys that come into the year that don't understand like shit. Yeah. You got guys come in and say, man, this is my contract year. Yeah. It's my last year. Like, that's when people only get like happy.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Instead of saying like, what is this year really about? What the year really about? How it's gonna pertain? Like, you know what I'm saying? Right now, as a man, right now, 14 years in, this has not been the normalest year ever for me.
Man, at all. This year been.
I went to a new team. I haven't went to an OTA. I haven't seen my new coaches.
No, your new teammates.
No new teammates. I haven't even.
And it's
by
July
now,
8th.
You know somebody.
Yeah, it's July 8th. Yeah.
Don't know nobody.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I learned in trying to hear everybody off Zoom calls.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
Zoom
unorthodox.
Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying? So then now it's like, do I hold my head and say, man, football shit getting out of whack, or do I worry about Corona? Don't work out.
Right.
Hope we go. Don't hope we go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
all amongst making sure you protect your kids, because as Black people, we got all that going on, and
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Now you got the Black Lives Matter. Dude, is this important? Like, you know what I'm saying? There's just so much going on. That the years aren't Kobe gone. Like, the year already
it already started crazy, bro. Like, man.
Baseball ain't did nothing. Basketball got shut down.
We ain't seen basketball since March. Man. It's a weird year for sure.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying? So, like, really don't know how to go about it, but I'll tell you one thing. If you know you the head of your house, you the head guy around, then you got to put everything to a side and do what you know is best for you and your family.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do. I know what's best for me and my family when I'm supposed to know what's best for me and my family. So go back to what Coach told me. Coach said, what's the best thing about being a football player? What's the best thing about it? I heard all these scenarios. He said, know you know that you know.
Know you know that you know.
Know you know that you know.
Wow. So basically being confident in what you know, being confident in your gut, basically.
And everything that goes on.
Wow.
On, off the field.
Man. That's some
because
stand-up shit right there.
Can't nobody say nothing to you if you know what you know.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you doing this? Because I'm doing it because it is. Because this benefit that.
Mm-hmm. And you can't deter that mindset because you know what you know.
Why you won't do it? I won't do it because it is. Because of that. Because it is. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know.
That's powerful, bro. Wow.
So I just take like little things like the NFL football period raised me.
All right.
Period. Football raised me. So right now I know I'm gonna work a 9 to 5. That's easy. I'm working a 9 to 5 for 20 years.
Right. Right. True. It was shit more than 9 to 5. You probably in that complex 10, 12, 13 hours, 14 hours. You know what I'm saying?
So go work a 9 to 5 and learn how to get on the computer and type. And then they took the playbook from a whole playbook to an iPad.
Mm-hmm.
Like
everything electronic.
Yeah. So it's like I can get down with whatever I need to get down. Is the thing is do you want to do that?
Right.
After all them years.
Right.
Do you want to do you feel like it's something that you sitting in the office typing and shit after you did 14 years?
Mm-hmm.
That's where the mindset come in.
Right, exactly.
Because you're gonna have to do it, or we're gonna have to pay somebody X amount of dollars to do it.
Right. All right.
So which one is it?
Exactly. That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then now it goes back to us as brothers. We all done got our degrees in some type of way, walk this life, and we know what we need to do. So we need to all stick together because when one don't know, we need to know where to go.
Exactly.
So if I don't know, I should be able to call on you.
Exactly.
And if you don't know, you should
be able to call on the next guy. Exactly.
And then you like, you know what I'm saying? Call
Man, seriously
like,
though.
If you don't
seriously.
Know, go to Shane. Like, you don't know, go to Pierre Woods.
And
like, you know what I'm saying?
And you know what's crazy, man? I what I noticed is, you know, the other race, man, that's what they do. That's what they do. They sit together. They don't know. Oh, I know this guy. Call him on the phone. Here's his number. Call him on the phone. He'll be able to help you out. Or you need this done? Okay, I know this guy. Call him on the phone. He'll be able to help you out. So that's so powerful.
And that's how they call him. This is my brother. This is my brother. We played high school ball together. We went and played in the league together. This is what he does.
Right. He need this. Handle it for him.
Right. Now that person on that call got to know I got to go handle that.
Because I trust him because that's his brother.
Because Brian put me on. You put me on this. You get what I'm saying? My bro put me on this to take care of it. So I'm gonna go take care of it. That's looking out for both of us. Because now he might have something that he needs you to take care of. Right. But he really want to give it to this dude over here. But you sent me to him. Now he got to do that favor back.
Mm-hmm. Man,
that
makes so much sense. Yeah, that makes so much sense.
We get like caught up in that. Like that's
they
ain't scratching a brother's back. That's like, that's hating or
I definitely think we got to figure out how we can. And I always reach out to guys. I mean, I try to do anything that I need. That's why I wanted you on the pod and I hit you up. But like, we definitely got to figure out how we can close that gap because we got so much greatness in the circle. You know what I'm saying? But guys,
and the gap got to be closed, and it's like this: it's certain type of guys for everything in the world.
Uh-huh.
If we was supposed to have a black president, would have had one by now, but they couldn't handle it in some type of way.
Right.
So they gave it to Obama. He didn't.
That makes sense, man.
Every big time person that kind of came from around us. Top athlete in basketball is from where?
Right. I mean, shit, Brian, like, he's still the number one.
The top, we still top 10 in or top 5 in high schools that got pro athletes, like the most pro players.
Yep, Glenville, yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I just really think it's gonna take somebody like me when I'm done what I'm doing to really build what we trying to build, where I know how to kind of talk to everybody.
Yeah, man, kind of make it all make sense.
Everybody. Like it all makes sense.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And like I said, oh, go ahead.
Because what it is when you start boiling down and stuff, a lot of people start looking at each other like, well, who is he? what he did?
Bro, you already know. It's always some ego. Ego come with that shit, man. That's why it's a hard thing to do. Because like you said, people start looking like this. Oh, what? Like, oh, he think he, all that ego. And if we can just extract
get past that,
yeah,
to where we all just can come in and sit down, and ain't nobody bigger than nobody.
Exactly.
Because we was all something.
Exactly.
It's just different times.
Exactly. We all walk the same streets. We come from, we know a lot of the same people. Like, and some way, somewhere, when you walking in your journey as a man, I think some guys lose that for whatever reason. They lose it, and ego kind of get in the way, and then it's like
because
it's like a negative energy.
This is what it is, Bob. We all men, and we all created. We all created. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But everybody wants to have like a single name, and you come from an area.
Right.
Just what it is. It's just bad because I got the name.
Right.
That's just real. So it's Ginn. So sometimes I just wish my shit was Jones.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you could kind of see what I'm saying. Like, fight for the dude that y'all when you go talk, that's who y'all talk about anyway. Well, the one for Glenville and Ginn.
Right.
But now that you 35 and you in the same world that he in.
Mm-hmm. Right. And exactly.
And that's with him.
Yeah.
You want to say, I don't make my own name. But you didn't take everything that this man had told you for all these years.
Mm-hmm.
And coming right back in the same field.
Right. But it all ties back into just kind of being that selfless person, and not, you know what I'm saying, not letting no ego or none of your experience get in the way of the ultimate goal. What the ultimate goal is to pay it forward, and like you say, make sure the next generation have it easier than we did.
For sure. Yeah. In the hood, not outside somewhere, in the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And it takes time. It takes more than just this guy, that guy, this guy, and money. It don't take money is half of the shit sometimes.
Right.
It's just really having the right people around.
Yeah, it take ideas.
That understands what's going on.
Collaboration and people coming up with ideas and putting them together and making it make sense. That's what it takes. Yeah.
Under one roof, not, oh, well, I'm only gonna work this so much, I'm only gonna work that so much, and then when we get to this part, oh, I did this, and that I'm getting, I need to get off this. This is what I did. This is, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that I don't want to deal with nobody like that. I don't want to deal with nobody. I don't want to deal with no situation like that. I can chill, and that's the fucked up reality about it. And that's the realness about a real person. Like, at the end of the day, instead of go get involved in it to where, you know, you trying your hardest, you're doing this and you're doing that, and you know that you okay. Like, naturally, like, I'm good. Like, I really don't need that, but I want that. You get what I'm saying? I don't need it, but I want
to do that. Right.
I want to do that, but I don't have to. That plays on guys like us.
Right. Okay. That makes sense, man. I'm excited about that, to be honest.
For sure.
So my last question, I call this the After Effect podcast. We've been athletes all our life. The ups, the downs, the pain, the sorrow, the wins, the losses, the joy, all those things. So what would you say the after effect of your athletic career has been thus far? Because you still at it. Like, you still writing your narrative and writing your story. What would you say some things are that could be your after effect just through your whole journey?
Well, if this kind of like makes sense, is shit, family. Like, I just want to sit down, be able to kick it with my wife, be able be with my kids on whatever journey they on. I'm in good health. I can take them wherever they need to be took, pick them up, just be that provider, just be dad.
Yeah.
Not because for so many years, like my kid's about to be 10 years old. So for 10 years, they've been knowing me as this professional football player. At this time, daddy, like right now, my daughter, like, shit, daddy, you gonna be gone on my birthday, so what we gonna do? Like, what I'm gonna tell her? No, baby, you lying. No, she know that.
Yeah. She know.
This ain't this
She
been
know you're gonna be
routine.
working. Yeah. That makes sense.
This ain't the first time. Like, you get what I'm saying? So I
So
think my
more.
aftermath is like, man, just relaxing. I've been going. Like, I've been going since I was 7 years. Before that, I was the mascot at the deal. So shit,
Right.
I was a mascot at 4 years old.
Yeah, just
Full
being present.
uniform.
Just being present for him.
Yeah, water boy, like doing the whole 9 yards. So I done gave every level of football that I can give to it. You know what I'm saying? So my next aftermath is create that way for them kids, like I said before. You know what I'm saying? But then be able to be in my kids and my wife's life with no problems.
Exactly.
Like I just look at it like the Kobe situation. Like that shit
Man,
hurt.
yeah.
Like, he spent 20 years playing football and his wife only got 4 years of it. Like just wiping kids, just at home, being daddy, fuck the money, fuck hooping. Like just laying here, sitting out back.
And what was so powerful is what he was able to do in them 4 years. Like after basketball, he had the Mamba Academy, and you know what I mean. He started writing stories and books and won an Oscar and just
everything that he really wanted to do, he was able to sit down. Now I can go tap in. I can go to there myself and talk to this writer. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, you come to my house. I can set this up. We can go golf, whatever. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I got more time to make more money. Than I can ever make. But I made what I was supposed to make to get to where I'm at right now. Like you know what I'm saying? So I think that's
do you feel
aftermath.
and do you feel like Kobe's death kind of was like an eye opener, like kind of really made you pay attention to that? Like, oh shit, like I gotta make sure I'm as present as possible, and because you don't know when it's gonna be over, you don't know if anything tragic gonna happen and all that. So I'm sure you was probably and you a family man, you got 3 kids and a wife, so I'm sure that probably kind of tripped you out.
Yeah, that right there is just you know, it's tragic, and you know, you never know how you're gonna go and different things like that. But just that time frame, them numbers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 20 years, 4 years with his family, dead, 24. Like
that shit
you know,
was crazy, man. I remember walking around. I think I walked around for like 2 weeks, just not even talking to nobody, just kind of just in my own world, man. Because you just can't believe it, man. Like you know what I mean?
And it's so crazy, and this is what I say about the old man and the legacy that he left behind. Kobe dead, but you don't even feel like he dead.
Yeah.
He passed away. You like people still put up stuff every day. He still get talked about. He still like it seems like he's here. In a person like us, he's here. We never seen Kobe a day in your life.
He's still here in the flesh.
Like you get what I'm saying? Like we never seen Kobe. I never seen him. Shook his hand and nothing. So for me to have all that respect and all that, like
admiration.
You know, like you almost need to go see his body. Like, I gotta go see that dude's body to make sure he gone.
Man, it's crazy. I was actually out in LA and shit. I just went to the Staples Center and there was a bunch of people out there and just literally didn't do shit. Just stood there, sat there for hours, just taking in that energy. Like you say, never met him, never shook his hand, but he just did so much for the community. Just us growing up and just having that athlete mentality and then transitioning to his next thing, but still having that strong mentality and, you know, to accomplish what he wanted. Like, yeah, man, it was major. It was big, man.
Yeah. So, you know, man, I hope I enlightened you.
Definitely, bro. I appreciate you hopping on. I know you super busy with meetings and your family. So again, I appreciate you jumping on with me. And I just wish you the best of luck this season.
Appreciate
and again,
it.
man, I'm big on giving guys flowers while they're here. You already know, you always been a hometown hero of mine. Shit, I still remember when we was down in Miami for the Orange Bowl. Shit, I was like 20 years old. I hit you like, hey, we down here, man. Like, and you and Coach Ginn came to practice. Like, you took us out to eat. Just all that, just all you always, like you say, man, always been respectful, always been willing to pay it forward. So I just want to say thank you. I just want to give you flowers while you're here. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's a lot of guys like me that's watching you, that been watching you for all these years and just catching a lot of game. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm happy and glad that you was able to carve out this little amount of time to jump on with me.
Anytime, bro. Anytime. Whenever you need me, bro. Hit my line. Got my number. Got IG, Twitter. All the different components. But
yes, sir.
Hope you do good, man. I'm looking at trying to start my own podcast, so you pushing me in a different way. So
definitely, man. Yeah, and I'm
appreciate it.
I'm learning as I go, man. So yeah, again, I appreciate the support and just say hello to the family for me, and y'all just continue to be safe. And as we keep going, we don't know how this 2020 gonna go.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
Yeah, you know it, man.
But look out for me.
Oh yeah, I will.
For you, brother.
All right, man. I'll tap in with you soon. Love.
Yep.